Today we're going to talk about two related legends from Ireland, one of which you're likely very familiar with, and one that you've probably never heard of. Now, I'm sure that most people are aware of leprechauns, the mythical creatures from Irish folklore. These creatures have been a part of Irish mythology for centuries, and their origin can be traced back to ancient Celtic beliefs and stories. Now, did you know that leprechauns have a close relative called Clurichauns? While they share some similarities with leprechauns, Clurichauns have distinct characteristics and are considered a separate type of fairy or supernatural being, albeit an unruly one. So today, let's break them both down. In Celtic mythology, leprechauns are considered to be part of the Ishi, which is a group of supernatural beings associated with nature and the spirit world. The Ishi were seen as powerful and mysterious entities, often considered to be intermediaries between the mortal world and the divine realm. Leprechauns are commonly seen as nature spirits, inhabiting the Irish countryside, particularly in secluded areas like forests, fields, and hills. They are believed to be guardians of the land, and their presence is associated with luck and prosperity. Leprechauns are typically depicted as small, elderly men standing around 2 to 3 feet tall. They are often shown wearing a green coat or suit with a buckled hat and shoes. They may carry a shillelagh, a traditional Irish walking stick, and a leather apron symbolizing their craftsmanship as shoemakers. Renowned for their exceptional shoemaking skills, legend has it that they spend much of their time crafting and mending shoes for other fairy folk. It's said that each leprechaun has its own set of tools, which it carries around in a hidden pouch. Leprechauns are known for their mischievous nature. They enjoy playing pranks on humans, and their trickster behavior often involves leading people on wild goose chases. Despite their small size, leprechauns are elusive and possess magical abilities that allow them to disappear at will. One of the most popular legends surrounding leprechauns is that they are the guardians of hidden pots of gold, which they bury at the end of rainbows. According to the folklore, if you manage to catch a leprechaun, it will grant you 3 wishes in exchange for its release. However, catching a leprechaun is notoriously difficult because of their clever and elusive nature. Over time, the leprechaun has become an iconic symbol of Irish culture and is often associated with St. Patrick's Day celebrations around the world. They represent the magic often found in Irish folklore and have been popularized in literature, movies, and various forms of media worldwide. The leprechaun in the pot of gold is one of the most famous legends associated with leprechauns. In this tale, a leprechaun is believed to be the keeper of a hidden pot of gold, which is said to be buried at the end of the rainbow. The legend has been passed down through generations and is a popular part of Irish folklore. The Tailor's Disguise. The Tailor's Disguise is a lesser-known tale from Irish folklore involving a leprechaun and a clever tailor. And so the story goes as follows. Once upon a time, there was a skilled tailor named Seamus who lived in a small village in Ireland. Seamus was known for his excellent craftsmanship and his ability to create the finest clothes in the land. One day, while walking through the countryside, Seamus spotted a leprechaun sitting under a bush, mending a tiny pair of shoes. Excited at the prospect of catching a leprechaun and claiming the fabled pot of gold, Seamus carefully approached the little creature. As soon as the leprechaun noticed the tailor, it tried to vanish, but Seamus was quick and managed to catch hold of it. The leprechaun, realizing it was caught, pleaded with Seamus to release it. The tailor, however, had other plans. He knew that leprechauns were masters of deceit and trickery, so he devised a plan to make the leprechaun reveal the location of its hidden treasure. Seamus told the leprechaun that he would set it free, but only if the creature agreed to show him where its pot of gold was buried. The leprechaun, being unable to resist the offer of freedom, reluctantly agreed to the deal. To ensure that the leprechaun wouldn't escape while leading him to the treasure, Seamus cleverly devised a disguise. He took out some spare fabric and quickly made a set of clothes, resembling the leprechaun's outfit. Once he put on the disguise, Seamus looked remarkably like the leprechaun himself. Feeling that he had outsmarted the leprechaun, Seamus commanded the creature to take him to the hidden pot of gold. The leprechaun, seeing its own reflection in Seamus's attire, believed that it was another leprechaun and thought it best to comply. The disguised tailor and the leprechaun embarked on a journey through the winding hills, crossing streams and meadows, all the while the leprechaun leading the way. Unknown to the leprechaun, Seamus cleverly marked their path with stones and twigs to ensure they wouldn't get lost. Finally, after a long journey, the leprechaun stopped at the foot of an ancient oak tree and pointed to the ground. "Here beneath this tree lies my pot of gold," the leprechaun said. Seeing the leprechaun's reaction, Seamus knew he had succeeded. He thanked the leprechaun, removed the disguise, and released it. The leprechaun, realizing it had been tricked, could do nothing but watch as Seamus dug up the hidden pot of gold. The tailor's wit had won the day, and he returned to his village with the leprechaun's treasure, becoming a wealthy and respected man in the process. As for the leprechaun, it vowed to be more cautious and elusive, knowing that not all humans could be outsmarted so easily. The tailor's disguise is a tale that exemplifies the wit and cleverness often associated with leprechaun stories, while also highlighting the theme of using one's intelligence to overcome challenges. So we've talked about leprechauns, but now let's get into a not-so-well-known relative, the Clurichauns. Clurichauns are also part of the Ishi, which, outside of leprechauns, includes a diverse range of creatures from benevolent and helpful spirits to more mischievous and unpredictable entities. The Ishi are known for their magical abilities, connection to nature, and their influence on human affairs, often involving interactions with people, both positive and negative. With their sometimes troublesome behavior, Clurichauns fit into this category of supernatural beings. Like other members of the Ishi, Clurichauns are often associated with hidden and mystical aspects of the world, residing in a realm not easily accessible to humans. While they may share some similarities with leprechauns, Clurichauns have some very distinct characteristics and are considered a separate type of fairy or supernatural being. Clurichauns are known for their contrasting behavior compared to leprechauns. While leprechauns are mischievous but generally good-natured, Clurichauns are often depicted as more troublesome, mischievous, and even drunken. They are said to be nocturnal creatures and are believed to roam around at night, often getting involved in pranks and causing disturbances. One of the significant differences between leprechauns and Clurichauns is their relationship with alcohol. Clurichauns are often portrayed as heavy drinkers who have a strong affinity for alcoholic beverages, in particular, whiskey. They are said to sneak into wine cellars or liquor cabinets and consume large quantities of alcohol, sometimes becoming drunk themselves. Clurichauns are associated with wine cellars and are said to be the guardians of wine and other alcoholic drinks. Some legends suggest that they protect the wine, ensuring it remains of good quality, while others tell tales of Clurichauns causing chaos and excessive drunkenness within the wine cellars. Clurichauns are described as similar in appearance to leprechauns, being small, old men typically around 2 to 3 feet tall, with long white beards and pointy hats. They are typically dressed in old-fashioned clothes, but unlike leprechauns, their outfits are more disheveled and unkempt. While leprechauns are primarily associated with Ireland as a whole, Clurichauns are more commonly linked to the southern regions of the country, especially in the counties of Cork and Kerry. Clurichauns are not as widely known or celebrated as leprechauns, and they have definitely not achieved the same level of recognition in popular culture. However, I'd say that I've seen many a human Clurichaun, and not just on St. Patrick's Day, and certainly not limited to wine cellars. I imagine you have too. Still, while their presence in Irish folklore is not anywhere near as extensive as with leprechauns, they remain an intriguing part of the rich mythical and legendary heritage of Ireland.